Here we go. Ask Me Anything, episode 226. Still making it happen. Monday, the 3rd of October. Sober October, getting it done. So, you know the drill. You get to come in, ask me anything, ask me about anything, and I'll offer my 2 cents, my input. I'm very happy to be finding more time once more to do these live sessions. And as always, like I've always said, I'll never be that far away as it pertains to YouTube. I'll have my productive months, my not so productive months, but in the end, I've always found my way back to this platform to share, spend time with you guys. What's up, Elise? How you doing? What's going on? Harry, what's happening, man? I don't know about you guys, but in Belgium, we are having an absolutely amazing fall. Great weather. I just got done ordering some more nootropics from Nootropic Depot. Any men watching that are struggling with energy and drive and just like that raw, like motivation, check out Tonkat Ali. That's what I'm on. JS, how does one be happy? From Jonathan. Harry, I'm from Belgium, buddy. Belgium. So, how does one be happy? I think the closest you can get to what you would refer to as being happy is by not attempting to be happy, by not continuously seeking happiness. And if you just flip that mindset, then everything is a bonus. Everything is just kind of extra. Like me being in the hospital, having spent months upon months laying there, not being able to eat, speak, bathe myself, not move. I remember the highlight of my day would be very small things. And I've tried to hold on to that mentality as I've progressed in my recovery and in my daily life. So I look at it pretty stoic, meaning that I never am looking, like I'm not expecting it to be an amazing day. And that's not to say I'm negative. It's just that like life is not always great, not even close. And if you have the mindset that it should be always great, you're ironically always going to be sad and depressed. What's up, Elizabeth? What about Katya? Is she still in Belgium? I was literally just talking to her. She is still in Belgium. She has a great career. She's living in Antwerp, which is like a 30-minute drive from where I live. She's doing good, man. She's taking over Belgium by storm. She loves it here. She's learning Dutch. She's a model immigrant. Very proud of her. And yeah, she's a great friend. I love your energy and your talks. It's a medicine to me. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've actually been sick for the last 10 days. The last live I did, I was sick as hell. But um, seem to be getting better. Hey, all kinds of everything. Thank you so much for this donation. I really appreciate that. Means a lot, especially in this time of crisis. We all got bills to pay. So thank you. Hi, Lorenz. How are you doing? Autumn is setting here in England, cold and foggy. Much love to you. That sounds romantic, though. I love the fog. Like, I always go train in the morning, and nothing makes me happier than I have like a passage through the woods, and there's like this fog, and it's just so romantic. You know what I should do? I should like go visit England, but like not go to London, like properly do it. I feel like it's a beautiful country, but I've only been to London, didn't like it, and then I never went back, which is really weird given that it's so close to where I live. But yeah, I love the fog. Should I buy an MK1 or an MK2 NX5? Dude, you're talking about cars? I'm not sure why you're expecting me to just automatically know what NK stands for. Odalise. I love those Belgian chocolates. That's funny. I never eat chocolates. I never eat any, like, I don't really like sweets that much. But yeah, that's what we're known for. We're in the middle of hurricane season here in Barbados. Well, I hope you guys, can make it through safe. And I'm not gonna say something in Spanish like I did last time because I learned my lesson that they don't speak Spanish in Barbados. Mm. Prayers, zottelige. What does that mean, zottelige? Zot. I'm saying it in Dutch, but I'm not really sure what you mean. Oh, Elise, got you. One second, I'm gonna get some more coffee. Need a refill. Aye. All right, guys, you know the drill. Ask me anything. What's up, Ben? How you doing? It's a very exciting week for me. I am starting. I'm beginning to work with a new client on Wednesday, so very much excited about that. I love anytime I have a new client. It's like I'm meeting a new person, and I get to go through the process of learning about their life. And I know this sounds like something somebody would make up, but I can honestly say that the vast majority of my clients have become like good friends, even. And something, I read about that, like, even if you just have like a 9 to 5 or whatever, you're spending 8 hours a day with those people. Those are your colleagues. And my clients, in a way, are my work colleagues. And it's damn important that those people are like good people and that you get along with them. Were you always a people's person? Yeah, I'm the youngest child of three. Um, I grew up in the 90s, which was a pivotal time in Belgium. And so that meant I got a lot of privileges that my sister and my brother didn't get, like watching a lot of TV, so English TV. So my American personality and my personality as a whole, I think, stems from watching a bunch of TV shows when I was a kid. I just soaked it all up like a sponge, and I was speaking English fluently at the age of 9, with this accent. So it's like you can imagine, people were impressed, and I always realized and learned that if I made jokes and I would say things that adults like that. So I love the attention. I love to be in the spotlight. I was always the guy. I was always very communicative, very loud. Then in high school, I more so became like the class clown, always trying to make everybody laugh and crack jokes and argue with the teacher, like debate them on silly stuff. Just like a typical wise ass. And then, yeah, like the thing is, up until at least early 20s, I was still convinced that I didn't learn to express emotions or feelings. Like it was more so, like I said, like a class clown, trying to be witty, trying to clown people, be funny, but always be strong, like not show any weaknesses. And that kind of developed later on. And then, like, as I went through my 20s and the interwebs happened, the internet, like I learned, like, oh, there's a lot of people like me, and it's okay to have a lot of emotions and stuff. Yeah, I had a period on this channel where I would make these super emo poetry videos. Like I would write poems and then I would shoot video like images, and I would have like a piano in the backdrop, and I would recite my poem. It's funny. Those videos are. I'm glad I made those, but I wouldn't necessarily be able to make those today. Like I've definitely matured. And what I always say is, as you get older, you know, our emotions become more blunt. Like a surgeon's knife, if you cut a lot, it becomes more blunt. And I'm definitely, in a way, I'm grateful. In a way, sometimes it makes me sad, but I'm much more leveled now, much more like, um, yeah, based, I would say. What would be your choice of pet? I like cats. Low maintenance, also. Yeah, I like cats. I totally understand how your clients would become your friends. You're naturally a great listener. Thank you. You're so well thought out and receptive. Hey, you're giving me too many compliments. It's not good for my ego. It's 8:34 a.m. in Barbados. What time is it there? It is 2:44 p.m. So we are 6 hours apart. I used to have like a love interest living in the Dominican Republic, so I know it's 6 hours. Shout out to her, man. She kept me up many nights, texting and calling her. I was just talking about that yesterday with a friend of mine. Like, it's such a interesting transition when you go from the late 20s into early 30s, and how a bunch of small decisions change your trajectory, and one day you're just this person that you often would have never expected to be. I got this one friend who ended up, he was like the most hippie, easygoing, like, chill dude, love music and stuff, like artsy. And like he just got caught for committing fraud at his job. And we were talking about that. Like, how do you go from that to one day being the guy that commits fraud? And that, I think that process really, like, there's like your young identity, the person that you are when you're a teenager. And when I say teenager, when you're 22, you're still a teenager. All right. You're still a child, an absolute baby. And then you slowly convert into your adult persona. And then you start doing things all of a sudden, that you never would have thought you would do, or you would be. Like, think to my young people, like, listening and watching your teacher. Like, if it's an older person, that was once, he wasn't always that older person. I know it sounds maybe trivial and obvious, but think about it. Graham, what is your biggest concern for your future, be it personal or business? I mean, my biggest concern is my health, my jaw, because I know at some point I'm gonna need another very intrusive, risky surgery. At some point, I know I'm gonna need more work done because it's not gonna hold up. That's what my gut feeling is telling me, and I'm not trying to speak that into existence, but I'm just being honest. So that's by far my biggest concern. My health as it pertains to my face. You know, do you guys see any change in my scar up, like, compared to 2 years ago? Because it's like shifted a lot. There's a lot of small things that really bother me, but I feel like nobody else notices them. I have this crease now. You see this crease? It's just always there, and it's a lot more like apparent in real life, and it bothers the hell out of me. It also bothers me that, you know think like my mouth is more crooked now on the bottom. Like, there's like a little, but does anybody notice that? Or you guys just feel like, yeah, it's been the same scar for 3 years? Because I can really obsess over that. And then business wise, my concern, I mean, business is going good. Business is booming. I'm getting a lot of new clients. The clients that I'm working with, they don't want to go anywhere. Like they love working with me. I've actually recently also raised my price um, due to the recession and due to the life becoming more expensive. And none of my clients complained. They all understood. So it means tells me that I'm providing value. Um, and there's still a lot of things left to explore and left to do. And given the fact that I'll be leaving this flat in 3 months by the end of the year, that once again opens up a lot of opportunities for new possibilities in life. Like I'll have no idea. I have no idea where I'll be this time next year. And that's exciting. But like the only true concern I have is my medical health. Anything else, like I'll deal with it, like I'll figure it out. I'm not that worried. What about you, Graham? What are your biggest concerns if you feel like sharing? Hey, lonely bloke, what's happening, buddy? How you doing? By the way, guys, speaking of my mentorship service, of my coaching service, if anybody's trying to reach out and work with me, this is my email, lawrence.dries, like I'm typing it right now, at gmail.com. So hit me up if you're trying to work with me. Graham, for me, it's moving country again, living in Sweden 2 years and now possibly moving to Spain. 2.5 years here and job in Spain is a big change to improve career. Well, first of all, you're gonna find that life is gonna be a whole lot cheaper in Spain compared to Sweden. I can compare it perfectly because I'm sure I lived in both places for years. So you're in for a culture clash. But I think that's why you're doing it. Where in Spain do you plan on going? Um, if you can have a job in tech or something like that in Spain, it's amazing because you're still going to have a good pay, and it's a very low cost of living. So I wonder, like, what do you do? I'm 16 now. Which haircut do you think is aesthetic? My haircut, obviously. Oh, so okay. My stance on haircuts is I don't like anything that has to like if your haircut if it's clear that you have gel in or like wax, I don't like that. I mean, that's just my opinion. Like, I like to have, I go for the natural look. For me, gel and wax is kind of like, it gives like an immature look, if that makes sense. That's something that like young people do. I like it when your hair looks like it just is natural. I don't, 30-year-old men still putting their hair up with gel. I don't really get that. To me, it's like, meh, kind of like a bad look, but that's just a very subjective opinion on my part. So please don't feel offended if you're that person. More power to you. Malaga. I'm 38 and Irish. I work in tech, so yeah, it should be good. But I love Sweden when I come back and stay long term. But dude, if you're already talking about wanting to come back to Sweden and staying long term in Sweden before you move out of Sweden, do you think it's really a good idea to move out of Sweden? Why are you moving to Malaga? I've been to Malaga, by the way. Beautiful, great weather, cheap. Um, yeah, it was all right. Like I didn't love it because I was like 23 and I was going there to party and I was a little bit disappointed. But I think it's a great place to live. But I just wonder why you're moving out of Sweden if you seem to love Sweden. How many countries you traveled? I don't know, man. All of Europe, USA, Brazil, the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Thailand, Bali. Yeah. What if telepathy was real? In my opinion, that'd be cool. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on telepathy. Uh, would be right. Would be cool, right? The jobs here. I'm in Norland currently, and I love nature, hard and English only. Maybe I enter Stockholm decisions. So you're finding it hard to find a job. Mm. I mean, I would definitely, if I were you, man, and this is just my advice, I think I would try to stay in Sweden because you've already mentioned that you clearly love Sweden. So I'm not sure. The thing about moving to a whole new like city in a different country is like it's gonna take a while for you to build your social circle. Like you're really gonna have to give it like a strong push to make friends and to have people around you. And I don't know about you, but I would for me that's important. That's why I want to buy a house in Belgium because this is where my people are and my family. Like this is my home. You know. Hold your lovely life, brother. Thank you, Sor. Milo, shout out to you, man. My favorite sport. Basketball. Next time you go live, change your background. Maybe do it in nature. Isn't that cool? Sure. The thing is, I need internet. I have a very, like, quite a big mixing panel right there behind the camera to power this mic to get better audio. I mean, it's not really practical to do it in nature, to be honest with you. If I would do it on my phone, I guess. Graham, appreciate the feedback. Time to think this out. I really like your channel and you're a powerful inspiration. Thank you, man. Happy to help. That's why I'm here. But yeah, I would really, if I were you, give it a shot in Stockholm. And then perhaps if that doesn't work, then go to Malaga. But I'm surprised that you still need Swedish to work in Sweden at this point. I worked in Stockholm, right? I worked in Drottninggatan for like a year at a company called Marcus Evans, and it was all in English, but wasn't the best paying job. It was a hardcore sales job. But yeah, if you like Sweden, then the thing is, like, and I think I'm very qualified to speak on this because I've experienced both cultures very well. If you like Sweden, it's apparent that you like Swedish culture, right? And it's apparent to me that you like how it is being ran. And Spain is the opposite, dude. Like in Spain, they live the opposite way of Sweden. Like in Sweden, things are structured, taken care of. There's like a clear system in place. Spain is chaos. Spain is, you know, it's kind of like it's 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 running behind in terms of how they do things in a lot of ways. Like it's a little bit antiquated. How do you say that? I shouldn't use words that I don't know how to pronounce. But yeah, like Swedes are quiet, more humble to themselves. Spain people are shouting left and right. So do you like eating chips in the morning? No, give me a high five. High five. You have to schedule for a day. Yeah, my schedule's very dynamic. Like I have different clients at different times all the time. I got different obligations. It depends. It depends. Like normally I was gonna coach a client right now, but then he told me you'd rather do it tomorrow, so I moved it to tomorrow, and that's how I'm doing it live. Graham, I love the outdoors, the people, and the culture. I feel I fit in, even when my svenska is not great. I worked remote for 2 years in an English-speaking role, and my Swedish friends all speak English. Dude, it sounds like you love it there. Don't be too quick to like assume you can recreate that. And okay, so you love outdoors. It sounds to me like you're trying to adapt to cold and snow. You have to understand, in Spain, there's also beautiful nature, but it's too hot in summers to properly function. Like July and August is just unpleasant I don't know if you're good with heat, but it's like 33 degrees, 35 degrees in the daytime. Um, but then again, winters are much more mild. But I think I would put Swedish nature above Spanish nature in terms of like aesthetics and beauty and feel. Typically, Spain has a more dry type of fauna and flora, meaning like they have like a bunch of pine trees and stuff, like all these like very robust plants and trees that don't need any water to survive, thus, you know, turning it into a more rugged, kind of deserty type of vegetation. And I don't personally think that's that beautiful. Whereas in Sweden, you have like it's different. What's up, Maria? How you doing, girl? Hasn't been on here for a while. Welcome back. I'm a snow fan. I do not enjoy the heat. I know, crazy to think of Spanish heat. I melt in it, dude. All right, you should not go to Spain. You should not go to Spain, then. Like I'm telling you, I don't think it's a good idea. I know it sounds like, you know, and this is just me. Like, all right, so this is basically what I do in my coaching. Like what you just saw now, talking to Graham and just going over the objective data and then figuring out what type of person he is. And based on that, I'm able to give rationally, objectively good advice. So yeah, man, that's a freebie for you. Um, what do you think of Lonely Bloke? Want to say anything about me? I don't really know that much about you, my man. So, Mariah, how are you? I'm good. As a young Lorenz, have you even played with snow and enjoyed Christmas and had a good time with your family? Want to share? Yeah, we played. I played with snow. Um, I definitely had enjoyed Christmas. I don't really know what else to say on that, man. I had a pretty damn good childhood. I cannot complain. Graham, ha, you speak sense. Thank you for that info. I'll let you get on with anyone else. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you, Graham. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you for coming in and providing personal info, posing good questions, and making this a great live. Appreciate you, buddy. Tack så mycket. I didn't have a beautiful childhood, you mean. Soon I have to visit a psychiatrist. Damn. Mariah, guess how much I lost so far? 30 pounds. So happy. That is amazing. 30 pounds is wild. To lose 30 pounds is absolutely amazing, Mariah. Shout out to you. Pat yourself on the back because that deserves nothing but praise. How are you doing it? What's your approach? Lonely bloke. I'm suffering from anxiety disorder. What's up, Russian name? I don't even know his. It might be Greek. What's up? I'll leave it at that. Uh, yeah, lonely bloke suffering from anxiety disorder. You need to build that confidence, buddy. You need to build up that strength. Want to talk anything about antidepressants? Yeah, you should never take antidepressants unless like it's the last option. I've spoken about this. If you're a guy, you're dealing with anxiety. I used to have bad anxiety myself, and I've gotten on Tonkat Ali. Check this out. Google it, and it actually works. Like it really helps alleviate anxiety and stress. And it's not a prescription pill or a drug. It's really good. Really good. From Nootropics Depot. You would think I'm sponsored by them, but I'm not. Routine pretty much small portions protein every day. Hell yeah, sounds great, Naraya. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm thinking about moving to another country, kind of nervous about this. Which country and where are you moving from? And why are you moving? It's a slow process, but I'm keeping it off. Just the traditional ways. That is the way to like gradually and slowly change your diet. And like anything that happens fast will be undone fast. So if you lose weight quickly, you'll regain it quickly. How much calories do you consume in a day? I don't really count calories. I'm guessing like a little bit under 3,000. I'm guessing from Russia to some country in Central Asia. Yeah, if I were you, I would get the hell out of Dodge too. If I was living in Russia, uh, not so many options. Are you able to work remote? What about Thailand? I like Thailand a lot. Great food, safe opportunities there as well. They legalized weed now too. I'm just saying, that's a pretty compelling argument. What do you think between things? What do you think about the escalation between Ukraine and Russia? I hope it'll be over soon. Honestly, that's all I got to say on that. I think anyone predicting the outcome is just guessing. Let's hope we can get rid of Putin. Yes, I can work remote. If you can work remote, you should probably try to move to Thailand. Big boy Benzo, hope you're well. Thank you, Master Roshi. Appreciate it, man. Let's talk about Putin if you don't mind. No, I don't really. There's no point. I don't really want to talk about that. It's negative also. How's the ex girlfriend? Still friends? Yep, absolutely. Just spoke to her actually like an hour ago. We're all good. You like Adams with shorts? I don't know what that means, man. I do not know what that means. Maybe it's a brand, Adams W shorts. Can you ever make your house tour? Yeah. When I get an actual house, I'll do a house tour. How about that? Right now, it's just the flat. He's a YouTuber. I don't know. I have to go. Hopefully, we can get you soon again. Thank you. Nice shirt, classical. Thank you. Yeah, I like blue. Anything blue, I like. Especially if it's a baby blue like this. I had the shirt for a long ass time. What if you had me as your client, a 16-year-old? I mean, I would have to really get to know you through private video calls, like I do with all my clients, figure you out, get to the bottom of your issues, and then I would come up with a strategy on how to practically improve your life. And then I would just follow you up daily, talk to you daily, basically, check in with you, and hear how it's going. That's how I do it with all my clients. Like I get to know them, and then we go from there, step by step. And my approach seems to work because I have a lot of empathy. I know how to listen, but I also know how to come up with solutions that can create changes, positive changes in short term. What do I have to do to be their client? You have to send me an email and it goes from there. I don't do any type of recruiting on here, like, or talk about it because that's all private. So that's my email, lorenz.trees@gmail.com. You can send me an email and then we'll have a private conversation and we will see if we are a good fit to work together. I did a year ago. Did you? Oh, maybe that you weren't a good fit. No, all jokes aside, man, you didn't reply. That sounds unlikely. But if I didn't, send me another email, buddy. And this time I'll reply for sure. But maybe you said something very weird in the initial email that made me not want to. Do I have to pay you? See, that's why I didn't reply. Probably. What do you think, man? What do you think? I love how this just kind of like naturally revealed itself. Man, I already told you I don't discuss anything on here regarding anything of my clients. So you have to send me an email, all right? And then we'll go from there. Any other questions, guys? We're about 35 minutes in. Anything you want to know, anything you want to discuss, don't hold back. We got 13 people in here being a little bit shy. I'm the one here who's asking so many questions. Yeah, you're holding it down, man. Yeah, I love sushi. What's up, Jimmy? Imagine if I had like 3 or 4 people actually engaging. Here we go. Jasper, I'm 25. I feel younger than my peers. I always feel like the little brother in the group. No matter how much I try to change this, I end up in a similar situation. I mean, obviously, I'm lacking a bunch of details here, uh, but maybe you have to consider that it's not you, it's the group. And from my personal experience, I know that if we're talking about certain roles in a group of people that you've known for a long time, since a young age, it's very hard to reverse that. Like, if you were in a lesser role, you know, when you were like 14, 15, you can be the man at 30, like be a big time manager, have it all. But in that group, usually you'll still be like that little boy. So I would say maybe you got to consider that you might have to uproot yourself from that environment and reinvent yourself. The problem is that group will continue to confirm that you're that person. It will continue to confirm that you're that type of individual because that's what they do. That's only how they've known you. And as a result, you'll also accept that as that being you and you'll act like that. So it's limiting your growth, it's limiting your potential of who you could actually be. Like it's really, there's no point in trying to go against the current and trying to convince them you're a different person now. Like you should just start over somewhere else, man. On a training eating plan, on the 6'5" and 150 kgs, quite stocky and strong, but need to lose the fat. Yeah, 150 is way too much, man, for 6'5". I know you're tall, but still. Yeah, I'd say 20 kgs would be my goal. That would be perfect. If you can lose 20 kgs, you would be perfect. Is it best to keep breads out of the plan and just use rice potatoes? Yeah. Uh, Sweet potato too. Rice, a lot of rice. I eat rice daily. Oatmeal. Bread is not really good at all. How you doing, man? How's life? All good, Telemon? Jasper, that's a cool way to put it. Thank you. Yeah, man. They're never gonna allow you to be anybody else within that group. So think about that. You're always gonna be confined to their perception of you, no matter what you do. So yeah, you know what you have to do. See you, lonely bloke. Have a good one, buddy. Tell him on how's life? Good, man. Good. Talking to you guys. Talking to my peeps. Can't complain. Good morning, Gabster. What's happening? Graham, you love that I'm leading this chat? No, man. I'm actually getting ready to wrap up this live myself because I still got things to do. And we're already 30 minutes in. Do you have a job? Well, you're looking at it, man. So that's a great way to conclude this. What I do is I coach people. I offer a mentorship service. I have clients from across the world that I talk to on a daily basis and I help them improve their life. It's like a hybrid between a psychiatrist, a life coach, a mentor, whatever you want. Like I take care of that. And they pay me for that. And if anybody's interested, this is my email, lorenz.priest@gmail.com. Kelly would love some advice for dealing with a chronic illness, really struggling. Make the best of every day because if it's chronic, obviously, like it's not going to get better. So you're going to have to change your perspective. That's what I did to just celebrating little wins. Try to find pleasure and joy in the little things. And of course, try to find a way of pain relief that is the least impactful on your central nervous system and overall health. Weed could be a good one for that, for example, if you're not always already trying that. Um, but aside from that, obviously, like, we both know chronic illnesses is something that you have to live with. I do not have a girlfriend. It's like as soon as you have a chronic illness or a very serious medical condition, you just have to accept that you're going to have to live life according to other rules, and that's like a mistake that a lot of us make. We just look at, we look at others and we're like, why can't I have that? But you're not them, and they're not you, and life is not fair. Did you ever get depressed? Yeah, I was depressed this year. Hell yeah, that happens. But I'm all good now, back on track. It's been 17 years this year. Huh. You've been fighting for so long, you don't even remember what it's like to feel pain free and normal. I honestly can't even imagine. And I wish I could give you like a magic formula or some words, but I guess this is just your reality. You're going to have to learn to deal with it to the best of your abilities. But if I were you, I would just find ways to try and block the pain, um, and make the best out of my situation. That's how I would approach it. I'm not saying anything crazy here, anything resolutionary, but yeah, like I said, look in the weeds. I'm telling you, like I know that's helped a lot of people. It's really like life is really about making your everyday reality pleasant. If it's pleasant, that's a lot already. I try that. I don't have a lot of support. Yeah, because people probably they don't know what to tell you, and they feel like they always have to give you some advice or some like positive encouragement, and they don't know how, so they'd rather just remove themselves from the situation altogether, which is a shame. But being healthy as possible lessens the discomfort of the chronic illness. Yeah, that's true. Try to walk every day. Try to get out. Any type of movement you can do. All right, guys, that was it for today. 35 minutes in. I gotta go. I have another client in about 15 minutes, and I just want to freshen up before that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for participating, and I'll be back soon. Have a beautiful day. Peace.